Natalia's depressed and devastated. She thought she's pregnant.
I found out yesterday that I'm pregnant.
Sad, wedding, baby, happy.
Surprise.
Awesome! Garrick and Dannielle gave us quite the plot twist in their seeking sister-wife journey when Dannielle revealed that she was pregnant.
And I don't know if I should wear that being pregnant.
You're pregnant?
Yes.
And the timing of this surprise pregnancy created a lot of drama in these last few episodes. And it raised a lot of questions. So let's start off with right after Garrick and Dannielle return from Mexico after proposing to Natalia. Basically, they come back and their relationship is strained.
You know, me and Dannielle have had a little struggle lately. You know, Dannielle's very upset. She feels like Natalia's kind of not as engaged since Mexico with her.
We all know that Dannielle never seemed completely on board with Natalia being a sister wife, but when she returned from Mexico, she was feeling even more like Natalia wasn't treating their sisterhood bond seriously. Natalia seemed to only care about her bond with Garrick. This made Dannielle very fearful of Natalia wanting Garrick all to herself. But of course, mentioning this to Garrick did not make him take a step back, slow things down with Natalia, focus his attention on his first wife. Instead, it just made Dannielle and Garrick constantly fight.
She's responded to you how many times? And how many times has she responded to you? How many times has she responded to you?
And you didn't respond for 6 hours.
Huh, gotta love how that annoying, calm, quiet talking thing he does just vanishes when he's mad. So you would think that if the sisterhood bond was not in a good place, you know, that bond that Garrick says is his favorite part about having sister wives, that they would take a step back and try to resolve the issue, right? Wrong. Instead, Garrick goes on a month-long trip to see Natalia in Brazil and marry her, all while leaving Dannielle behind. And she's now wondering if this is the end of their relationship, if he's going to run off with Natalia and never come back.
I don't know where my relationship is with Garrick.
Fast forward 6 weeks later, we find out that things are not any better between Dannielle and Garrick. In fact, they have barely spoke.
I'm getting ready and packing for Rio. They're planning a wedding. They're planning to apply for the instead of the K1 visa, the marriage visa.
The guy who needs 5 wives, ironically can't keep one wife happy at this point. And he is about to experience quite the wrench in his disgusting multiple wives plan. The goal was to marry Natalia, wife number 2, and have babies with her. Probably get a 3rd wife, have babies with that wife too. But Dannielle is the one that is now pregnant, not Natalia.
I found out yesterday that I'm pregnant.
And that was not a part of the plan. And Garrick's reaction is surprise, just like Dannielle's. So of course, there is a very big question that comes out of this, and circles around in the next few episodes we're going to talk about. And that question is, did Dannielle get pregnant on purpose? So there's this scene in an older season of Seeking Sister Wife where Dannielle and Garrick talk about how they feel about having more kids. This scene is when they are in the process of bringing Roberta over on a K1 visa.
As far as kids for Garrick and I, we are definitely done. But Roberta would like to start having babies as soon as possible.
Yeah, she definitely wants to have children.
I have some rewatching to do of older seasons, but they don't seem to say why they are done having kids, if they had some sort of fertility issue. That's not very clear. So the question of if this pregnancy was an attempt to anchor down Garrick is pretty hard to answer unless Dannielle flat out admits that she did this on purpose. But we here in this video can sure speculate. The main thing I'm wondering is, why would Dannielle do this now? Why not when they were dating Roberta? Why not when they started this polygamy journey? And I think I at least might have a thought about an answer for that. And you can tell me in the comment section if you agree or not. In the scenes where Garrick and Dannielle met Natalia for the first time, Dannielle seemed really surprised by how young Natalia was.
Natalia is beautiful, of course. She's definitely more like small and petite than I pictured her. Her vibe is like kind of skaterish.
And before even really getting a chance to talk with her, she seemed to already make up her mind that they wouldn't be close. You could just tell. I think that Natalia, being 25 years old, really threw Dannielle. Roberta was 33 when she met Garrick and Dannielle, so her and Dannielle were close in age. I don't think that she felt as threatened by Roberta. I think she also genuinely liked Roberta, maybe even more than liked Roberta. But when Dannielle and Garrick weren't doing well with Natalia in the picture, she genuinely seemed to think that Garrick would leave her and stay in Brazil with Natalia. I didn't see that same level of fear with Roberta. She even divorced Garrick at that time for Roberta to come to the US. I do think that with Natalia being, 10 years younger than her, that this was the first time she really felt threatened by someone possibly taking Garrick away. But then again, who knows, right? If you want to go the other way and say, well, how could she possibly have gotten pregnant on purpose so quickly? If you throw some statistics into it, it's a possibility, but the chances of it happening are not super high. If you read into the chances of getting pregnant, you really only have a 30% chance of getting pregnant if this is the first month you're actually trying. And then other factors come in. Age, how many months they've been trying. Getting pregnant right after she felt threatened by Natalia would be a good time to say that God did have a plan. Not when Garrick felt a gust of wind tell him to have sex with women in Brazil, but with this conception. It had to have happened before Garrick went to Brazil for 6 weeks, and it either happened during the time or right after their trip to Mexico when he proposed to Natalia. But miraculous conception or not, and even with the statistics being pretty low, what makes me lean more towards this being somewhat on purpose was their relationship being in such a bad state. Like, their relationship was in such a bad place that they didn't talk much all during the 6 weeks he was in Brazil. And then her sister-in-law says that she had never seen Dannielle and Garrick's relationship in this much trouble before.
I've never seen it like that bad.
They must have really been almost about to break up. Even when Dannielle does decide to go to Rio for Garrick and Natalia's wedding, and Natalia questions if this baby was really a surprise or not, they admit that they were not actively preventing pregnancy.
Surprise?
Yeah.
Because you and Garrick had sex yesterday?
But 14 years, no baby. Oh my gosh, wow.
No.
So what is harder to believe? That they went 14 years not preventing, then miraculously conceived when Garrick was possibly going to run away with a 25-year-old? Or that this was truly just a well-timed miraculous conception? To be honest, I'm actually wrestling more with the fact that Dannielle was willing to sleep with Garrick without protection, while he has been slithering around the US and Brazil, sleeping with any woman he can call a sister wife. Anyways, Dannielle thinks Natalia is angry with her for being pregnant, and Natalia thinks that Dannielle did it on purpose. You can definitely tell that Natalia is not happy about this, and things get even more tense when they find out that Garrick and Natalia's wedding is delayed.
Found out that we're a plural family, and so now they have to get permission from the judge that it's okay to do the marriage.
So in just a span of a few hours, Natalia finds out that her sister wife is pregnant, which means that her fiance is actively sleeping with the first wife. I kind of think she didn't know that, or Garrick told her something different. Maybe he told her that they weren't sleeping together, I don't know. But I get the vibe that she really did not know that they were sleeping together during Dannielle's fertile days. And now Natalia learns that her wedding is delayed. So while her and Garrick are all sad, Dannielle is over here just nonstop smiling. And it does turn out that instead of the wedding just being delayed, it actually ends up not happening at all. So that right there should really be taken as a real sign from God, right? There was no magic wind blowing through the garage, but this was a firm no to the second wife, no wedding. And now there has been an actual baby conceived with Dannielle. How is this not a sign to stop trying to get a sister wife and just be with Dannielle? And why is just being with Dannielle such a bad option? This woman worships Garrick. She puts up with all of his shit. She has gone along with everything he wants. She's a damn unicorn. If he thinks he's going to find another Dannielle in Brazil, or really anywhere, he's wrong. No one is going to worship him like she does.
How are you feeling about moving forward? And
I guess we don't have another option. We have to just do the K1.
But instead of taking this as a true sign to stop all of this, they are still moving forward with Natalia. Even now, with a new life involved into the equation, they are still idiots. Dannielle does admit that she is relieved that the wedding is not happening. Did she do some witchcraft or something over here to make this go her way? Because things are just lining up in her favor. And I don't think just a few prayers made this happen, if you know what I mean. She can't even control how happy she is too.
Sad, wedding, baby, happy.
Love that for her.
surprise.
So it turns out that Natalia actually thought that she was pregnant and wasn't around the same time that she found out that Dannielle was pregnant. That really sucks.
We were purposely trying to have a child, and me and Dannielle was a total accident. Like, whoops.
But also, why are they trying to have a baby when her visa situation is in such an unknown state? That seems like a terrible idea. Now even more so that they would have to wait a year for the K1 visa. If it's that terrible of an idea, I'm guessing it was Garrick's idea. Garrick, you're dumb. Also, this is when I'm getting the impression that Natalia is really starting to have some second thoughts, especially when they go to the ultrasound to see the baby. I think she is realizing that she really is going to have to share Garrick with Dannielle. And maybe before she really thought Dannielle was temporary. She's not temporary now, and you can see the frustration building very obviously on Natalia's face. And in the next scene, Natalia takes the chance to express how she's really feeling. Garrick and Natalia's wedding was officially canceled, but they decided to have her friends come over that would have come to the wedding. And during that get-together, she seems to feel comfortable enough with the support around her to say how she really feels. We haven't seen Natalia really talk a whole lot or express herself much to Garrick and Dannielle, at least on camera, and I'm guessing that part of that is the language barrier. And now she has a friend there helping her translate. It also must be nice to talk to people that don't talk to her like she's a freaking idiot.
Sleep. Sleep. Are you tired? Yeah. Cold. Yeah.
I rewatch episodes when I make videos, and how Garrick and Dannielle talk to Natalia drives me insane.
Baby, oh my gosh, surprise. Okay. All right, God.
Big Ed has a poem for you. Roses are red, violets are blue. Subscribe to the Kiblz channel.
You're my best view.
Ela conversation me confortar pouco emocionalmente.
She thinks you kind of ignored her.
I actually love that this ended up being his fault. He gets the blame in this. Yeah, Garrick, you can barely handle one wife and a fiance. How the heck will you handle 5?
Garrick's gonna have a lot of his time divided. So, you know, we're gonna have to be, as wives, also very understanding of what he's dealing with.
Até me pergunto como é que ele vai se dividir mais.
And Dannielle takes this as a chance to say that she feels like Natalia is shutting her out. Wasn't this supposed to be like a party? This feels more like a group therapy session instead.
Ela tá falando que mesmo com personalidades diferentes, vocês conseguirem se tornar amigas, né, irmãs.
So it seems like Natalia and Dannielle are making some sort of progress, but then Garrick just starts crying.
So it makes it hard sometimes.
I have no problem with men crying or anyone crying, but when he does this, I just make this face. It doesn't feel genuine at all. Like, ugh, shut up. Dannielle and Natalia do seem to be doing a little bit better after this talk. They hug and even seem to get along pretty well during Garrick's birthday dinner, but I think now that Natalia has one foot out the door. I really don't think that she expected Dannielle's pregnancy at all, and that changes everything for her. Let me know what you think about this. I think Natalia thought that Garrick could give her a great life, was going to ditch Dannielle, and they were going to live happily ever after. Now the complete opposite has happened. Dannielle is in the picture, Dannielle is pregnant, and she is going to have to share Garrick with Dannielle. I think she thought Dannielle was temporary, and now we know she is not. And as for Dannielle, the pregnancy is always going to be a bit of a mystery. I can't say if she got pregnant on purpose or not, because I don't know. But my final thought is that bringing a baby into this situation is not a good idea. So hopefully, what I hope happens is that Garrick gives up this whole sister wife thing and focuses on Dannielle and his baby. Again, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!